Okay, what do you mean? What is the main purpose of using this DevSecOps automated security testing? Okay, security testing plays like a very important role in ensuring whether we are completing the complete, like SDLC life cycle or not. Like automation is the process completely ensuring that a software is getting delivered on time or not, and we are completely testing takes place with respect to the continuous integration and delivery. Okay, so in this course we'll completely discuss in detail about the security testing as well as the hands on the various tools. Okay, and then I also explain you completely in detail about the DevOps and how exactly it will fit and how exactly we'll try to quickly form the guidelines and the practice. That one we'll completely discuss in detail, and we'll also discuss in detail about how exactly we are setting up an attack lab with respect to the unit, and I will review how exactly the testing strategies take place when we try to talk about the web application and the microservices and the API. Okay, and then as well as we'll completely discuss in detail about the CI/CD pipelines. Okay, so by the end of the course we'll completely discuss in detail and we'll get a better understanding on the software security testing side. How exactly we'll try to reuse the library, how exactly the test will happen, we'll completely discuss in detail. Okay, so what are the basic learning objectives when we try to go for the DevOps? Okay, DevSecOps I mean to say. Okay, in that, like what are the learning objective? Okay, security and the DevOps will come to discuss in detail. Automated security testing and how exactly we are running the first automated security test with respect to the Gunnet will discuss completely in detail. Like cross-site scripting and the SQL. Like I think we have discussed the topic previously about this one, right? Cross-site scripting as well as the SQL injection attack, how exactly it is happening. So here we'll try to do what here? Automation. Okay, and how exactly we'll try to perform a network testing and how exactly security testing takes place with respect to the continuous integration and continuous delivery pipeline. That is a topic we'll completely discuss in detail. Okay, and now when I try to talk about the course content, what exactly we are following here. Okay, we will completely discuss in detail what should we have to know when we talk about the DevSecOps. We'll discuss in detail about the security testing. We'll completely discuss in detail about the security and the DevOps history completely in short, and we'll discuss completely in detail about the advantages and the benefit of the DevSecOps, and then we'll completely discuss in detail about the security and the DevOps for the first time, and the automated security testing from basics we'll completely discuss in detail, and we'll also discuss in detail about tips for the security automated for the DevOps. Okay, these are the topics what we'll discuss in the first unit of the DevSecOps, and then when we talk about the second unit of the DevSecOps automated security testing, we'll completely discuss in detail about the security automation. How exactly will it get started? How exactly will try to look like a basic demo environment, and we'll see exactly the web application, how exactly complete lab setup, how exactly the attacks will happen in an application, and basically what tools we'll try to use, and we'll try to do some example with respect to the GAVNet. Okay, we'll try to do the basic automated attacks. For basic automated attack, how exactly the attack will happen and how exactly we are trying to resolve the different types of attacks. We'll discuss in detail. And number third unit of this DevSecOps will completely discuss in detail about the application security automation. Okay, and how exactly the application security vector, nothing but like a cross-site scripting, cross-site attack automation, cross-site attack automation reflector, like refactoring, how exactly that is happening, and how exactly SQL injection attack automation will happen. Whenever the SQL injection attack happened with respect to the CI/CD environment, how exactly we are performing that one. And we'll come to discuss in detail about some automation with respect to Fuzzle and some network testing on fly. We'll discuss in detail. Okay, so all these things will come to discuss practically in detail. And the fourth topic of this one will shift completely onto DevOps way, how we are securing testing in the CI/CD environment, and also how the securing testing takes place with respect to what here? DevSecOps. We'll come to discuss in detail. Okay, what should we supposed to know when we try to go for this DevSecOps? We should have a very good familiarity with the Docker, Git and the command line, and also we need to have a basic idea on DevOps foundation of the continuous integration and the continuous delivery process, and how exactly the programming foundation for the web application security. These are the following what here basic things what we have to know when we try to perform these kind of tasks. Okay, and now when I try to move on, what are the basic benefits when we try to talk about the DevOps security? Okay, previously there was the DevOps what we saw, right? One more extra point got added, that is called security. Okay, it minimizes the vulnerability. What exactly happens, when we talk about the DevOps thing, complete development and operations both are performing a task. Okay, both are following what, like a waterfall model they are performing, but recently now they have started following the agile model. What exactly happening on the daily basis, whatever the product got designed, developed, tested, everything is getting monitored. But at the last they are doing what? They are doing a security testing, but that is taking a very longer time. If they right from the start, when they try to design any kind of software or an application, if they do it right from the start, it will be very much easier. So how exactly are we trying to minimize the vulnerability in the application? So what are the benefit of the DevOps when we try to talk about the DevOps security? When we talk about the DevOps security, is completely do what here? It completely minimizes the vulnerability in the application. It helps to implement the compliances into the delivery pipeline from the day one. Okay, and it maintain what here? Maintain and ensure the compliances. What is compliance? Compliance is a set of rules and policies which company people needs to follow in order to make what here? Data more secure. Okay, and it provides what? Ability to respond and the changes very rapidly. And it used to do what? Identify the vulnerability in the early stages of the software development lifecycle. It offers what? It offers more speed and agility to the security team. It helps to build what? It helps to build the trustful relationship with the organization. It increases the observability. It increases the traceability. These are the following are what? These are the following different benefits of what here? DevOps. Okay, and now when I try to look at different benefits, what are the other benefits? Okay, other benefits when we try to look for a DevSecOps are a reduction of the expenses and the delivery rate increases. Why? Because we are extra thing we are adding here, right? Right from the beginning we are taking, see, project is getting released early, but the thing is that extra thing get added here, DevSecOps. That means what exactly happened? All these three operations are performing at one time. Right from the design phase we are doing a security testing, right from the build phase we are doing a security testing, develop phase, testing phase, all different phases of SDLC lifecycle. What exactly we are trying to perform? We are trying to perform what? We are trying to perform the complete security testing in all these phases. Okay, IT support opens and the transparency right from the start of the development process. It's secure by design and ability to do what? Ability to measure. Faster speed of recovery in case of any kind of security incident. If any security incident happen in the design phase, it will be rectified as soon as possible. We don't have to wait like in the older project. What is to happen? Design, testing, everything gets completed. After that, when the application or the software goes to the production, we will think about the security issues thing, but that is taking a very long time. Okay, so exactly what we are doing here, we are trying to each and every phase we are doing a security testing that improves performance, that improves the speed. In case if any issue happen, any security issue happen, what exactly we'll try to do? We'll try to resolve that one. It improves what? It improves the overall security of the infrastructure for the further involvement of the security automation. Okay, how DevOps basically work? How DevSecOps basically work? When we talk about the fundamental goals of the DevSecOps is secure the application in making what? See, all the teams will work together. Operation team, development team, security team. Whenever there is a issue in types of like a design phase, or you can say as a development phase or testing phase, all of them will interchange and they will try to cooperate with each other and they will try to resolve the issue right from the beginning of the project. Application, they will check completely in detail about the overall work. They will check in detail about the application, API, libraries, framework, container, any kind of network issue. All things will be completely right from the start, right from the, you want to say like a design phase to complete to the production testing, develop phase, completely everything they will do what? Security testing right from the start. That saves time, that completely make the project ready with no issue. Okay, like I think we have completely discussed in detail about the benefit of the DevOps, right? How exactly we'll try to adopt. Okay, we have discussed about the benefit, we have discussed about the other aspect, and now we'll discuss it completely in detail about how do we try to adopt the concept of the DevSecOps? Okay, completely we have to do what? We have to do the automate the process as soon as possible. We have to follow the DevOps methodology, train completely the code securely, whatever the code we are coming, whether it could be on design, develop or testing phase, that should be completely do what? Security testing needs to be there. Integrate security to the DevSecOps. Be adopting the right DevSecOps tools. Okay, there are some tools which are there which needs to be performed, which needs to be act. Okay, analyze the code and try to find out is there any vulnerability, is there any weak point in the code. If there any weak point in the code, we have to do what? Vulnerability assessment to check whether is there any weak point, then we have to resolve it as soon as possible. Okay, mandatory security at every stages of the SDLC life cycle. Okay, we'll discuss about each and every stages, how exactly what are different kind of stages are there. Okay, now there are different kind of models when we talk about. Every organization can adopt to implement the DevSecOps. Okay, but the different kinds of models they will use. Models is better for what here? Organization. Okay, so there are three types of testing what they will use. Number one is static analysis security testing, that is called as IAST. Dynamic analysis security testing, DAST. Software composition analysis, SCA. Okay, these three are what basically? These three are completely a model, okay, which company and organization are adapting. What is SAST, static analysis security testing? How exactly? What are the advantages of that? Why do company following this one? We can discuss in detail right now. Okay, SAST means what? A static application is also called as what? Security testing or static analysis is a testing methodology that used to do what? It analyzes the source code to find out is there any kind of weak points are there, is there any kind of vulnerability are there in the application, and then before the code is being compiled, it will recheck. It is also known as what? White box testing. SAST is also called as what? White box testing. What are the advantages of this SAST? Advantages is fixing the vulnerability in the cheaper. When it comes to the earlier process, it will take a very long time. But here what is happening? It is cheaper and 100% code based, more quickly than possible by the human being. Okay, anyway, human beings, see, there are some tools which are there which will try to adopt this one, but it's taking what here? Very less time to resolve the issue one by one in detail. Okay, given to the feedback, given to the graphical scenario, when we talk about SAST is type of more secure way and more faster way. Nothing but I have discussed in detail, right? It will do more than the humans being done. Okay, what is the disadvantages? The disadvantages of SAST is what? It needs to synthesize data to test the code leading to a false positive. Okay, it doesn't have any kind of language dependencies, make the tools more difficult to build at the build stage, because we have to follow the DevSecOps, right? We have to simultaneously do the task. Okay, but unable to check the calls and the argument values. These are the following drawbacks which are there when we try to talk about what? SAST. Okay, now when I talk about DAST, DAST is what exactly? Dynamic application security testing. Okay, it is also known as what? Black box testing. Okay, why exactly this kind of thing is used? Basically, what are the advantages of DAST? DAST includes the language independent evaluation, whole application and system. It checks the memory consumption, how much memory we are using. It attempts to break the complete encryption algorithm. Okay, it tests for the vulnerability in the third party interfaces. It uses what here? Third party interfaces. Understand the argument and the function. All these are what here? The plus points of what here? DAST. But what are the disadvantages of DAST? When I talk about advantages of DAST, it evaluates the code itself, the higher vulnerability in the code, only resulting in what here? Issue. So when exactly the development is getting complete is so the vulnerability is being very expensive. When we adopt the concept of DAST, it's very expensive to do that one. Okay, similarly when we talk about SAST, what I have discussed previously, that is more cheaper than we compare to this DAST. And this is the number third kind of model is IAST, interactive application security testing. The tools are developed to address what here flows in SAST and DAST tool by combining the two approaches. So we are combining what? SAST and DAST, two things we are combining, and we are coming up to the approach called IAST. What exactly the IAST does? It has a dynamic and identify the issues.